Here's how we typically think about resistance. There are people who support the initiative, people who oppose it, and people who are generally neutral. We invest energy converting the opponents and motivating the neutral parties. The supporters, well, we feel they're on our side. We don't need to worry about them. The mental framework here is fundamentally wrong. Research from implementation science shows that self-reported support for organizational change usually runs between 70 and 85%. People genuinely believe they support the initiative, but actual adoption rates, measured by behavior change rather than survey responses, average between 30 and 45%. That's a massive gap between what people say, how they feel, and what they actually do. The traditional explanation for this gap is, of course, poor execution. We assume the team failed to communicate effectively. We assume they didn't provide adequate training. We assume they all moved too quickly. But that's not the primary cause. The primary cause is the unconscious resistance that is operating through 12 distinct psychological patterns. Again, they appear helpful. They appear professional while systematically preventing success. The supporters aren't lying about their commitment. They're operating with multiple simultaneous truths that they can't consciously reconcile. Yes, they believe the change is necessary. Yes, they think the current state needs to evolve. And yes, their psychology is protecting them from that change through patterns that feel like professionalism, quality control, or even risk management. So understanding these patterns requires looking honestly at human psychology in ways that makes us really uncomfortable. Because every one of these patterns operates in us too. We may not realize the influence of our unconscious patterns are having on us. We may not even question why we've made certain statements or taken certain actions. They feel right. They felt productive. They made us feel better. As I walk through each of the 12 types, I want you thinking about your current projects, particularly anything that involves change or innovation. You're going to recognize these patterns. They show up in almost every initiative, sometimes even in day-to-day work. The question isn't whether hidden resistance exists in your organization or in yourself. It's whether you've developed the psychological insight to recognize it in yourself, your team, and your colleagues.